Welcome to Primary Source Essentials. In this episode, we will briefly discuss the significance of Abraham Lincoln's Emancipation Proclamation. When he was elected president in 1860, Abraham Lincoln opposed the expansion of slavery into the territories and believed slavery violated the principles of the Declaration of Independence. While he did not believe that he had the constitutional authority to outlaw slavery in states where it already existed, Southern states still seceded out of the fear that he would do so. After the outbreak of the Civil War, President Lincoln and Congress relentlessly undermined slavery where they had constitutional authority, especially in the rebellious states of the Confederacy. In 1861 and 1862, Lincoln and Congress created the first and second Confiscation Acts, protecting and freeing runaway enslaved people, abolished slavery in Washington, D.C., and banned slavery in the territories. After the September 1862 victory in the Battle of Antietam, President Lincoln issued his preliminary Emancipation Proclamation and told the Confederate States that they had 100 days to rejoin the Union or their slaves would be freed. He said, "I have never in my life felt more certain that I was doing right than I do in signing this paper." On January 1st, 1863, Lincoln kept his promise and signed the Emancipation Proclamation, declaring the slaves in rebellious areas forever free, with no compensation to slaveholders. Lincoln based his constitutional authority on his war powers as commander-in-chief and upon military necessity to weaken the enemy. The executive would enforce the proclamation through military emancipation. The Union forces would encourage enslaved people to run away to Union lines. Significantly, they would be allowed to enlist in the armed forces. The Emancipation Proclamation did not apply to the enslaved of the border states because those states were not in a state of rebellion, and therefore the president had no constitutional authority there to free them. Moreover, it was a prudential move to keep those strategically important states in the Union. Lincoln ended his carefully constructed constitutional argument with a rhetorical flourish, submitting the document to the considerate judgment of mankind and the gracious favor of Almighty God. During the war, more than 650,000 enslaved persons were emancipated. Fearing that the end of the war would end his presidential war power and that the Supreme Court under Roger Taney would undo the proclamation, Lincoln lobbied Congress to pass the 13th Amendment, forever ending slavery throughout the land. Thanks for watching, and check out the other videos in Primary Source Essentials.